Okay, so okay, so sure, okay, so let's chat for a few minutes, for a few moments, because I've been a hot mess today. I've been a hot mess since I woke up this morning. So, oh, thank you, thank you, Cassidy. Thank you, Mama. Okay, so I'm going to take a break, like a 2 week break from lives, because there's a lot that I've got going on behind the scenes that I need to deal with. And so for those of y'all who have been following along, I think I've spoken about this enough times, but it's like, it's one of those things where I can't stop dealing with it. So for those of you following along, my mom's up here with me. She's up here in New Mexico. She's been with me for the last 3 weeks. Next week is the last week she'll be up here with me. And then after that, we'll head back to Houston because the following week, she has a procedure scheduled. And then she also has a ton of doctor's appointments booked up that week before her procedure. And so she is going to be having her procedure on the Friday of that week. So since last year, I've been in kind of panic mode because I keep thinking or I keep feeling like something's going to happen or something's coming down. But I've had so many dreams that it's made me a bit crazy and paranoid. So whenever something comes up, I get a little paranoid about it with her just because I honestly do not know what to expect. And every single time I have a dream, within like a few weeks, something happens that leads me to like, oh my God, this is... So so for those of you who follow along in the last year actually, I've had so many dreams about something happening with my mom that it's made me nuts and it's made me crazy, and I'm super paranoid. And then my mom has also had a ton of dreams about her relatives, my family who are in spirit, coming to like invite her to a party and to do all these things with her in heaven. And so every time she tells me about a new dream, like last night, she was telling me about another dream. She had another dream last night. And I was like, it's nonstop. And then my sister has had several dreams. One dream she had last year, right, actually towards the end of the year, she said, our grandfather who passed away, he told her in the dream that not to worry about her behavior or her acting out of character because she didn't have very much time left. And then in January, she started having some changes with her behavior because of her medication changes. So I was just like, oh. So we've been having all these little things, right? And so last week she messaged me, was like, Nano, like they call me Nano, right? They don't call me Ferny, they call me Nano. She's like, Nano, I had a dream that mom died during the procedure. And I was just like, and so we were worried that there was something else going to happen before her wedding. She made it through the wedding and everything was fine. But the procedure's coming up and she's already had to have 3 tests because they're trying to figure out if she has cancer or not. And the first time we went to the doctor was like, prepare for the worst. We're just like, oh, really? And so then the second test, the doctor says, well, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's cancer, but we can't rule it out because we weren't able to get enough information from the test. So she has to go through a different test. So she went through another test. That didn't confirm anything. So now she's going back for a third test. This test, they're putting her under anesthesia and they're doing an endoscopy, which is basically an exploratory procedure to find out if something's wrong or if there's, and they're also going to treat anything that's there because she was having bleeding happening. And so they had to go in to figure out what's wrong or what's happening and out if she had cancer or not. So that procedure is in a couple of weeks. So my sister messages me last week and is like, I had a dream that mom died during the procedure. And I'm just like, they are just making it crazy because my sister and we've both been receiving dreams. I've been receiving several. I think at this point I'm up to 6 that something's going to happen. And so I'm just like, I've gone crazy. My sister's starting to get crazy like me because it's like, and the thing about dreams is there are release dreams. If you're really stressed out or anxious, or if you're just like really caught up in something, you may dream it out. That's a release dream. But then there are prophetic dreams. And whenever there's a prophetic dream, from my experience, it's always been more symbolic. than it is like an actual thing playing out in an exact way. And so I've been having a lot of prophetic dreams, and I'm just like, okay. And so that was last week, and I was just like, I'm just gonna like focus on trying to help her to get stronger and to get her cardio up and all that other stuff. And so I've been trying to, help her to get stronger, and so that way there aren't any complications with the procedure, etc. And after my sister had her dream, we talked about it, and we said, okay, when she does her pre-check, which is on Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, when she does her pre-check for the procedure, we're going to talk to them about the real risks and if it's absolutely necessary for her to go this route, or if we can maybe try something different, because of that dream that she had. And this is why last year I had all of my mom's like funeral arrangements made in advance, because I was having all these dreams and they were making me paranoid. So I was like, I don't want to be caught off guard. I hate funerals. I can't stand dealing with funerals and all of the crazy emotional stuff that happens. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to have everything set for the future. So I got her stuff done. I got my funeral arrangements done just because it was like an opportunity to get it all done. And so when the doctor told her, like prepare for the worst, we were like, okay. But then the doctor was flip-flopping on all of that. So then yesterday my mom has a dream, right? Because my mom's had a bunch of dreams, and she's had a dream, and every time she has a dream, it's always her family members, our family in spirit, inviting her to a party that they're getting ready to throw, or inviting her to their house, or whatever, which are all symbolic representations. And so she had one last night. She had one the night before. She was telling me about it last night. And in the dream, she said, I was with Grandpa and Grandma, both deceased, and my Aunt Melba, deceased. And we were in a house that I've never been in before. And they were telling me that I couldn't have a boyfriend anymore. My mom has a boyfriend, right? And he's alive. He's fine. But she said, they said I can't have a boyfriend anymore. And I said, well, why? Why can't I have a boyfriend anymore? And they said, you just can't have a boyfriend anymore. You're not going to be able to have a boyfriend anymore. And she was like arguing with them and fighting with them in the dream. And so hearing that, I was like, I don't like the sound of that, because, and also she said my Uncle Nick, who also passed away, was in the dream as well. And it was as if we were back in that time frame where everything was the way we remembered it, but she was, being told these things. And so I was like, well, I don't like the sound of that, because that could mean a couple of things. If it's a symbolic prophetic dream, it could represent that she's no longer going to be able to have that relationship because something may happen to her, or something may happen to him. My sister has been worried about him and his health because of his procedures that he's been having done in Mexico. And so she's been thinking it's him and there's something going to happen with him. But when I remember when I read for my friend Chelsea the year she passed, at the end of the year, I saw her family going through a lot of pain and so forth. And I thought it was her family because I associated it with her family. I could not fathom it was her. And then at the end of the year, she died. So I'm over here like, I'm wondering if my sister's having that kind of a dream, or she just can't fathom it being my mom. And so she's instead having these other dreams, or thinking that it's this other, her boyfriend. But then she had the dream, but my mom didn't make it through the procedure. So then my mom had her dream the night before and told me about it. And I was just like, okay, I'm like, at this point, like I'm hearing so many dreams that I've lost my mind. And then I had a dream last night where I was at her funeral. So it's just getting a little extreme for me. And I don't want to risk missing out on time with her if something happens, because I honestly don't know. And I'm at a point in my mind where even though I'm psychic, even though I'm a medium, I can't read my own family and I can't read my own life. So it's affecting me to where it's really hard to not want to like go crazy over it. And like this morning I woke up and I was like, oh shit. So like, here's another one where here I am in her funeral and I'm planning the funeral. I'm prepping everything with my family, coordinating everything with my family. And it's just like too much. So I woke up this morning and I was like upset. And then my partner, he was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, it's about my mom, but I don't want to talk about it. So it's hard for me to work through that. So I had to get my mind right because I had appointments all today and I had several appointments to do, and I have to be in the right state of mind, and I have to be in an elevated mental state just to connect with spirit. So I got my mind right. I got myself back to normal, but it's just, I'm just like, so I don't know what's going to happen. And I feel really, and I'm sharing this with y'all because this is the human part of me. This is the part of me that is behind the scenes, that is behind the Ferny, scenes. And it's a lot. and I don't know what to expect. And I honestly don't want to miss time with her if something happens. If it doesn't, we get to the next 2 weeks and everything's fine. I'm good. At least I had some special time with my mom. But if something happens, I don't want to miss out on time with her. And so what I'm going to do is take a 2-week break from doing lives so that I can spend whatever extra time I have with her in case something does happen. At least I spent that time with her and I have those moments with her and I don't have a regret, right? So if nothing happens, and hope to God it doesn't, because I don't have control over the situation, I can only do what I can do, right? Then at least I got some extra time with my mom while she was on vacation here, and then I can just say, I was just being crazy and I was just being paranoid. And I hope that I can say that in 2 weeks. But if not, then so be it. But we'll see what happens. But so I'm not going to be on tonight doing lives. And I'm sorry for those of you who scheduled or were trying to be on here to connect. I understand. But I just don't want to sacrifice potential time with her if I could have spent some time with her. That might have been important. So I will be back in a couple of weeks. I'm going to take a 2-week break just to spend time with her. So I hope y'all understand. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in whenever I'm on here and everything. But I just need to prioritize what is important. So I love you all, and I will talk to y'all in a couple of weeks, okay? Bye, everybody. I love you.